One really unique thing about my life is that I hear my name being spoken all around me all the time. And more often than not, it's when I'm not being spoken to or being called. Let me clarify. This experience only happens when I'm around my parents, be it at a family gathering, amongst friends, or at any social gathering. You see, in the Arab world, we use something called a kunya, an epithet for males and females who have children. So my father is Abu Tariq, and my mother is Tariq. Abu signifies father of, and mother of. And being patriarchal societies, this epithet typically utilizes the eldest son's name. Even if there was an elder female child, her name wouldn't register in the epithet unless, of course, there was no male child. Only then would the epithet contain a female child name. I know, totally unfair. But this honor of having a child's name attached to the parents and more commonly used to refer to them rather than their own personal given names isn't all fun and games. Being the eldest son is more than just being the firstborn. He's often a symbol of family standing, continuity, and responsibility. Many assume this tradition stems purely from Islam, but its roots run far deeper. In fact, the privileging of the eldest son stretches back to the pre-Islamic ancient world, and even much earlier into the traditions of Judaism and other cultures of antiquity. Today we'll explore how this age-old system evolved, why it still persists under patriarchy, and how it shapes and sometimes burdens the lives of young Arab men. Long before the rise of Islam in the 7th century, Arab tribes organized themselves along patriarchal lines. Tribal kinship placed men at the center of authority, with the eldest son often serving as the designated successor to the father's position. Some anthropologists describe how Bedouins' families saw the eldest male as the natural heir to leadership and responsibility, inheriting not just property, but the symbolic role of protecting the tribe and maintaining cohesion. This tradition was also strongly present in Judaism. The eldest son, the Bechor, Bikr in Arabic, was given special rights and duties. The Hebrew Bible outlines how the firstborn inherited a double portion of his father's estate, reflecting his responsibility to safeguard younger siblings and uphold the family line. In ancient Mesopotamia and Mediterranean societies, similar patterns existed. The eldest son mediated disputes, managed land, and acted as a father figure in times of crisis. Thus, when Islam emerged, it did not create this concept, but it inherited it. The Prophet Muhammad himself acknowledged inheritance rights that aimed to redistribute wealth more equitably. Yet the cultural prestige of the firstborn son persisted. In many cases, these pre-Islamic customs blended seamlessly with Islamic ideals of family hierarchy, further entrenching the eldest son's elevated role. One of the most enduring cultural notions in the Arab world is that the eldest son, on the family dynamic level, subconsciously becomes a second father. This isn't just symbolic. It comes with real responsibilities. From an early age, the eldest son is expected to shadow the father, learning how to behave, how to represent the family in social settings, and how to protect household honor and survival. In rural settings, he might manage fields, oversee herds, or stand in for the father during tribal councils. In more urban families, he might be called upon to resolve disputes between siblings, represent the family at weddings, or even make major decisions in his father's absence or on his behalf. Social expectations extend into economics. In many families, the eldest son takes on the role of provider if the father passes away or becomes ill. This means financing the education of younger siblings, supporting the household, or paying off debts. In some cases, even when the father is alive, financial expectations fall disproportionately on the eldest son, especially if he is the first to complete his education and secure employment. This societal script often assigns the son authority way before he feels ready. By his 20s, many eldest sons are expected to act decades older, serving as mentors and disciplinarians, while also managing their own aspirations. The title second father is both an honor and a burden, reflecting the balance between respect and obligation. I really do appreciate you taking the time and watching the Kandiri Chronicles. Please do join our community by subscribing so that you don't miss out on any content regarding the Arab and Muslim history, identity, and modern condition. And if you really do enjoy the channel week in and week out, and would like to support us even further, please do join us at our YouTube membership program as well as on Patreon. Thanks again. While the idea of elevating the firstborn son predates Islam, Islamic traditions reinforced and sanctified patriarchal family structures that preserve this hierarchy. The Quran emphasizes respect for elders and obedience to parents, values that naturally extended to the eldest male child once he unknowingly stepped into his father's role. Although Islamic inheritance law now is more nuanced, sons and daughters are both entitled to shares, the cultural weight of the eldest son was never erased. In fact, his symbolic importance often overshadowed legal frameworks. For example, while all sons might receive equal shares of inheritance, it's the oldest son who manages the estate or mediates the distribution. The patriarchal system within Arab societies further solidified his authority. In male-dominated households, younger siblings defer to the eldest brother's judgment, sometimes even more than to their mother's. The eldest son's voice carries weight in family gatherings, and he is often consulted on issues ranging from marriage arrangements to financial planning. Respect for elders in Islamic societies ensures that younger siblings continue to honor this hierarchy, often unquestioningly. The eldest son becomes the bridge between generations, preserving not just wealth but also values, reputation, and religious tradition. Yet, this reinforcement often comes with hidden costs. The eldest son is frequently placed under immense pressure to embody ideals of masculinity, discipline, and sacrifice. His role is not simply one of leadership, but one of self-denial, placing the family's needs above his own. In today's Arab societies, this phenomenon still thrives, though in new forms. The eldest son may no longer lead a tribe, but he is often expected to act as the family's financial backbone and moral compass. For instance, if a father passes prematurely, the eldest son often postpones his own education, career plans, or marriage to provide for the household. In wealthier families, he might be pressured into taking over family businesses, sometimes against his own personal ambitions. In middle and lower class families, he may become the breadwinner for siblings still in school, financing everything from tuition fees to wedding expenses. These expectations complicate his personal life. Many eldest sons speak of restrictions because they can't afford both their own obligations as well as those of their siblings. Others express frustration at having to play disciplinarian to younger brothers and sisters while still in their teens. Psychological studies on Arab family structures highlight how eldest sons often report higher stress levels, shaped by both economic pressure and the emotional weight of maintaining family dynamics. And at the same time, the role can be deeply fulfilling. Eldest sons are often revered, respected, and loved, but it can also be crushing. The burden of responsibility at a young age can limit freedom, self-expression, and the pursuit of personal dreams. Ultimately, the tradition of elevating the eldest son survives because it fits neatly within a still strong patriarchal system, where men are seen as guardians and providers. What began as an ancient survival mechanism, ensuring family continuity through the strongest male, remains deeply embedded in the cultural psyche centuries later. The story of the eldest son in Arab culture is one of continuity and change. For centuries, being the firstborn meant carrying the weight of family within any given society, stepping in as a second father, and sometimes sacrificing personal dreams for the good of others. I want to be clear, this isn't a complaint. To be the eldest son is, without question, an honor. It reflects trust, respect, and recognition of leadership. But the world we live in today is not the same as it was for our fathers or grandfathers. The assumption that being the elder and male automatically makes you the natural second father is increasingly being challenged. Families are changing. Siblings share responsibilities more equally. Daughters are stepping into leadership roles within households, breaking long-standing patriarchal expectations. Modern life, with its socio-economic pressures, shifting gender roles, and global influences, means responsibility can no longer fall on one set of shoulders alone.